Hello everyone, I'm Jack Fisher and welcome to my world. And after making it through another eventful year, I am so grateful I got to share that world with so many. Now that we're about to close out 2022, I wanted to offer one last message as well as some hopes, goals, and plans for the year to come. But first off, let me just say thank you to everyone who has helped make my world and my channel grow so much. I seriously cannot thank you enough. This past year was another solid year in terms of subscriber growth. As of this recording, I'm at 640 subscribers. I know they may not sound like much, but compared to last year and how shaky things were when I started this channel, it still counts as a hell of an accomplishment in my book. I didn't know what to expect when I started this channel. I didn't even know what kind of videos I would end up making for it. But the more I create, the more I want to keep creating. There's just so much to explore, both in terms of making videos and building a community. And I hope to keep exploring in 2023. Given everything I've experienced these past few years, I don't pretend to know where it'll lead me. But I look forward to finding out. I do have some plans in place, but I'm going out of my way to keep things tentative. I just don't know what the new year will bring me or what I'll discover along the way. So for the time being, my plans will primarily focus on continuing my usual video essays, but I also intend to keep making more creepypastas. That's something new for this channel that I've added within the past year, and I found that I really enjoyed making these kinds of videos. I love writing them, and I've even grown fond of narrating them, especially the ones that require a little voice acting. Now that has led me to explore other possibilities, like adding narration to some of the other stories I've written in the past. I've noted before that I used to write fan fiction, but I've never really incorporated that into an ongoing video series. Perhaps that's something else that can find an audience. And if that audience is sizable, I'll certainly consider making more, even for stories that go beyond fan fiction. In addition, I've also recently created my own channel on Twitch. Now that is still very much a developing endeavor, and I've encountered quite a few errors and frustrations along the way, but I do want to keep expanding it. For now, my Twitch channel is primarily used for streaming live gameplay of Marvel Strike Force. But now that I have a PlayStation 5, I hope to stream a wider variety of games in 2023. And if my Twitch channel finds an audience, I'll try to incorporate that into my YouTube channel as well. But beyond my creative endeavors, I do have other long-term goals for the year to come. In terms of my personal life, that's something I'd like to prioritize more. Thanks largely to the COVID-19 pandemic, the past 2 years have made it too easy to remain isolated. And I freely admit I've used the pandemic as an excuse to not put myself out there. Having spent the first half of my life with such poor social skills, I know that making excuses can lead to unhealthy tendencies and brutal cycles. And I genuinely like to avoid that. As for how I'll go about it, that I'm still not sure of. I still do want to find that special someone. I definitely want to meet a girl that I can love and share my life with. I also want to make more meaningful connections to those outside my immediate family. Whether that happens through people I meet online, at the gym, at the park, or at Comic-Con, I want to be open to it. Because if there's one thing this past year has taught me, it's this. Even when the days seem long, the years tend to fly by. Some of that is just a product of psychology and mindset. But I also think there's a larger perspective in play, one that I'd like to share in the spirit of the new year. When we're young, the world feels so new and overwhelming. We watch it unfold and it's such a mystery to us, full of unknowns and possibilities. Just trying to take it all in, it often obscures our perception of time. There are days when every hour feels so long, and a year ends up feeling like a lifetime. And there are years that seem so impactful in the moment, like what we do during them will affect us for the rest of our lives. While these sentiments are often genuine, they're almost always incomplete. And the older we get, the more aware we become of such shortcomings. Even though the world may seem overwhelming, we train ourselves to navigate it a particular way. And all too often, we become defined by that way, even trapped by it at times. With each year that passes, the totality of the years before it feel less important. Every collective decision we make seems less significant in the grand scheme of things. And depending on where our lives have led us, we can become both jaded and awestruck. It's easy to become cynical, thinking each year is just another collection of days. And it's even easier to become trapped, thinking it's too late to change the course of your life. But I'm here to tell you that those are dangerous, toxic mentalities that we must strive to avoid. Because you're never too old to make a new year better than the one that came before it. That effort often requires work. And for some, it's even more difficult due to any number of limitations, circumstances, or just plain dumb luck. But it's worth doing. It's worth the time, energy, frustration, and failures. The past 2 years have given us plenty of excuses to slip into a bad mentality. But if you're watching this video now, then that's proof enough that you're stronger than that. You have what it takes to make 2023 a better year. You have what it takes to make your world richer and fuller. Whatever your age, race, gender, or situation, a new year is a new world of opportunities. Which ones you pursue and which perspectives you embrace, that's entirely up to you. I simply hope that our respective worlds are better in the long run. So, from me to you, and to everyone else who has supported this channel and my world, last year, this year, and for many more to come, Happy New Year.